Hello and welcome to the finals edition of the Bentley A&A Cricket Show. You've got myself, Adam Kane, and Adam Mickelson.
How are you, mate?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, it was good. It was good to get down there Sunday and see the guys. Obviously, the thirds. I've made it into the big one, the GFs. So looking forward to hopefully bringing home a trophy on the weekend.
Yeah. Starting off with the semi-final, Bentley A&A's third 11 were the only senior side to make the finals. And despite the weather, A&A still ploughed through and got a result. And that was thanks to Bob Diamond and Jason Sherlock, who took 5 wickets each against Aspendale Leadersvale in the semi-final and rolled Aspendale for 89, I think the score was. And following that, I think we passed them 4 down with Peter Bishop making runs, Frank Licano making runs, and Jack Morrison making runs, all around about 20. So so that was good. And moving to the preliminary final, which was held at Centenary Park, and it was a great game. After being, I think, 2 for 69, Bentley A&A then crumbled to be 6 for 77, and then 7 for 95 or 96. And that's when Jason Sherlock and Paul McNulty came in, and that was from tee onwards. So they just after tee, I should say, is when the 7th wicket fell, and that's when these two made just under 60 runs together and took the score to 7 for 156 off the 65 overs.
And with that Centenary, that's a par score.
Well, that's right, and it's a terribly slow ground, as what was I guess highlighted during the season when Centenary Park was back up and running. The 2020 competition, for example, it was highlighted how slow the ground was. But having said that, 65 overs, 156 runs. A lot of senior heads at Bentley Uniting, like your Brisbanes and Balderanoses, etc. So, they would know how to handle the situation more than anyone. But our bowling, Jason Sherlock bowled 12.3 overs and had none for 8 before he injured his hamstring. So he's in the hyperbaric chamber this week, Jason Sherlock.
Will he be right?
Age
is against him.
Age is against him, but Jason's a competitor, so you don't know. But the highlight, right? Sammy Wolf also took 3 wickets. He took 3 for 28 off, I think, 10 overs or thereabouts. But the highlight, no question, was Bob Dolman, 53 years of age, 26.3 overs, 6 for 53.
And to go on with his 5 in the first game.
Yeah, so he's taken 11,
fantastic.
11 for 93 in the final.
I actually went just before I left. I think the turning point was when Brisbane started teeing off.
Yeah.
And Sky won, and Benty was at mid-wicket, and he was running with the ball, if that makes sense. And he took a blinder. That would have been the turning point.
Yeah, he had the hands pointing up. He had everything against him, and it would have been the old, pat on the back, good effort. But he held on to it, tumbled to the ground, his elbows hit the ground hard, and he still held on to it. So, it was a great catch. And as you say, I think everyone said during the day that catch really did turn the game around, or just consolidated A&A supremacy on the day. He took another good catch too, which required a bit of maturity. So, and also took the catch to win the game as well. So he took 3 catches. Great effort for a 16-year-old. And also Michael Witanachichi also did some inspiring fielding with a run out as well. So it is a combination of youth and experience in that side. I think you got 4 blokes. I think you got 3 17-year-olds. Michael, who I think is 22, and the next youngest bloke after that is 40 years old. I think it's Sammy Wolf. So it's a bit of a blend. But the grand final at Centenary Park again against Hampton Central. So
they'll be pretty strong, won't they? So that'd be their 2s.
That is their 2s, but having said that, I think they've lost their opening bowler, who's taken a lot of wickets for them this year because he threw his helmet out of disgust because the Bentley Uniting crowd were baiting him after going out.
Don't tell me the tribunal rubbed him out.
That's a set penalty.
Okay,
set penalty for throwing equipment. So there you go. And that's all we'll say about the tribunal. Anyway, so moving on to, the rest of the competition, Longyear Shield. There were 2 finals in the first week.
There was.
There was Bentley Uniting versus West Bentley. And
look, I didn't see the game. I didn't get a chance to go down there. But I don't know what the rules have been in the past, but I don't know how many Saturdays have been washed out.
It was a really I guess, fine line one because of the amount of play that had occurred.
No, but where I'm going with is that, you lose, how many did they lose on the Saturday? Say 40, 50 overs? Say about 40 at a...
I'd say 30.
I don't know why they can't, because, look, it's a Sunday. I don't know why they can't start earlier on the Sunday and make up the overs. It's a Sunday, it's finals. I don't see why there can't be a rule that if the overs you do lose, that the umpires on the Saturday night get together and say, well, we need to make up 30 overs, there's 2.5 hours, rather than starting at 1 o'clock and losing those hours. You start at 10:30 and you make up it's on a Sunday anyway, so it's not going to be putting people out.
Well, because some people want a church, you never know. But
I'm sure the boys at West Bentley don't, but on the flip side of that is they miss out because they don't get the full game, and it's just and I'm sure.
But the other thing was, I mean, the rules are the rules, and they were set in concrete.
No, I'm not. Yeah, the rules are the rules. I'm just saying for moving forward, maybe the executive could look at something like that.
And the executive are always open to suggestions to make the competition better. So I'm sure there'll be a few aggrieved clubs. I know Omega were very dirty because their only side in the finals missed out because of the weather. So no result, and
it's tough. And other competitions, Boxing Reporter, I had a look at some of those scores because I know some people playing out there, and they scraped into the finals, and then they straight out again because of the weather. But
but again, I think in one of the CMCA's defence was there's still some I guess element of reward required for the clubs to play high.
Exactly right. Yeah. And I think that's where West Bentley, if we just want to look at the game, West Bentley Brighton Union, I guess that's where West Bentley would be kicking themselves, because the start of the year we were pushing hard for them, weren't we?
They were 1 and 2, we were 2 and 1, so...
Yeah, but even before that, just, in our pre-season comments, West Bentley would have been, you're throwing in Compethitos, the sports winner for the last 2 years.
We had a lot of thoughts on West Bentley doing really well, and I think the difference was between them being 4th and higher was the fact that Con didn't fire as what was hoped.
Yeah, and look, that's what happens, like you just said, you finish 4th, you get pushed out. That's, rewards go to the team that performed, and at the time Brighton Union was the team, but I think they faced 90 overs or something, didn't they? So they must have just knocked
They batted out all of Sunday, and there was a lot of frustration on the faces of the West Bentley players. Congorzides came up in round 11 and held his spot in the final, and he made 37. So he really did the job when I think they might have looked shaky in the middle order. So an inspired selection from Brighton Union. Gregory and King both making 40s as well, so they did their job to hang in there and make it to a preliminary final. In the other game, though, obviously much more interesting was between Mackie and East Sandy to see who would who would get their spot in the grand final. And what an effort by Mackie to roll East Sandringham for 84. That's unheard of, really. And I might add, the first season in Longy Shield out of this era of East Sandringham without Kim Pitt. So whether that means anything, not more so in regards to statistics, but more so psychologically. Glenn Phelan was the top scorer with 26, but Craig Park, who took 6 for 21 to take his tally to the season to 40 wickets, which is a great effort for the bloke who can bat as well. Great effort. And Colin Kinsella 2 for 25. Mackie Parson 3 wickets down. Tommy Nelson 31, and Damien Cotterfield 29 not out. It was interesting because when they finally got over the line, the Mackie boys were making it very clear, just make another run or another 2 runs or something like that to make sure that the situation wasn't stuffed up by the books or whatever. And then they just blocked out, I think, the next 2 or 3 overs, and these Sydney blokes so whether that fires them up for this week, who knows? But moving on to the preliminary finals.